almost 100 episodes already. Are you one of those students that work in the IT area? Would you like to be a digital nomad? Have you ever wondered what it takes to be a digital nomad? Today I'm gonna have an amazing chat with Hian Costa. He travels a lot, this guy, and he's gonna share a little bit of his experience with us. So if you have questions about that, bring them on right after our podcast intro. Hello, hello, Ian. Welcome, man.
Hello, Mikey. Thanks.
Yeah, you are from you are a student from Times Butantan, right?
Yeah, that's right. I've been
Nice.
studying like for almost a year, I think. Yeah.
Nice. So I would like to start this saying a big shout out to all the teachers, Cave, Ana, Bia, everybody, Nauan, everybody from Times Butantan. And man, this is very cool. I love when we have students here, you know. I'm gonna ask you a little bit about your experience learning English. But for a lot of students, you know, I imagine you will be like an inspiration today because they imagine, oh my God, it's impossible. Oh, and here we are, you know. So, uh,
Yeah.
can you share a little bit with us? How was your experience studying? Uh, was it difficult at first? Was it okay? Are you one of those students that don't like English and started to study because you need?
No, no, actually, I've always liked to study English.
Nice.
I become on the advanced course, and but my focus was on polyposition class to talk
Nice.
about business. So it was a great experience. I really liked it to be applied on this one, and to talk a lot about business and things that I work on my daily routine. So I am both studying English and learning things that I can use in my work. So that's really nice.
This is something that I like about the pole position classes. When we start this experience, I always tell the students, um, whatever is your long-term goal with the language, for example, some students they have the intention to open their own startup, for example. Others they just want to practice the meeting vocabs and all the discussions that we have in the class. But what I always say is do something here in the class that you intend to apply in your everyday working routine, you know, and the projects
Yeah.
they help with that a lot.
And that's a lot of concepts that we learn there that it's completely useful, not only if you want to open a startup, but as
Hmm.
you are working and applying your routine. So that's really interesting.
Okay, I don't want to give spoilers right away, but can you tell us a little bit about what you do? How is your profession, and what's a normal day at work for you?
Okay, I work in a retail company in the north part of Brazil.
Okay,
Uh, I work as a data. I used to work as a data analyst. I was increasing my abilities. I started working as a data engineer. All of that involved in data science. So I work with data science. Nowadays, I am a product owner. That basically I focus on products in data science, but applying to the financial and credit part of the company. So yeah, that's what I do. My daily routine in my work, I work with people from different parts of Brazil.
nice.
Uh, yeah, so we are always having meetings to pick up what we are doing, what our projects are doing. So yeah, that's really nice.
Okay, so can you explain to me, like I am 5 years old, what does data science does? What exactly do you do? Because every time, I'll be honest with you, I am a noob about the positions in those departments. When I see people saying, "Oh, I'm a data scientist," I imagine like those matrix numbers, a lot of numbers, and the person like, interesting, 35%. But I have a fertile imagination, yeah. So, what exactly does a data scientist do?
Okay, yeah, in this area you see a lot of numbers, that's you're right. A lot of statistics and codes. Basically, we work building like programs that will deal with machine learning or artificial intelligence. Nowadays, artificial intelligence is on the
Wait. You say artificial intelligence, I have to do it.
yes,
Okay. I think I'm gonna use this today. Yes. Okay, sorry to interrupt me. Go on.
okay, that's yeah, and we focus on that on products to help the companies applying machine learning or AI tools on that. As I work with credit and financial area, I mostly apply on predictable AI. So we try to predict the behavior of a client based on their past activities. So
Okay.
yeah, that
Tell me
that's
if I am very off topic or is something related to that. I'll give an example and tell Mike, no. By the way, guys, never say you are traveling on the mayonnaise. You say you are on cloud cuckoo lands, you are tripping, something like this. So back to you, yeah. For example, I go to, let's say, uh, an app like AliExpress, Mercado Livre, Shein, those apps that are like
Mhm.
shopping apps. And then let's say I buy, for example, an action figure from One Piece, another action figure from Dragon Ball, and one from Naruto. I buy like 3 action figures. Basically, the AI would recognize me as a consumer. Oh, this guy, he likes to buy, to purchase this type of items and would recommend me, I don't know, maybe a Demon Hunter action figure, something like this.
Yeah,
Or
this
no,
is
I'm very...
one way that we can go. It's a kind of machine learning problem that we can fix it, that we can work on, and that we try to induce what would you like to buy after buying something else, based on not only
Okay.
about your choices, not only about your own personal choice that is considered, but also seeing about related clients that is they look pretty much like you on the things that you buy. So yeah, it's pretty
This
like
is
that.
very interesting. Are humans very predictable?
Yeah. I don't used to think that, but after I started working with machine learning and I feel that we are really predictable. It's easier
Yeah,
to.
I agree with you, man. Uh, After I started to study behavioral biology with a guy that I always say the name here, but I will not say the name of the professor today. He teaches in Stanford. Amazing professor. I have the same opinion. Like, we are basically animals with a more developed brain, but we look for the same things there. This is very
Yeah.
interesting. Are there, you mentioned AI too in machine learning. Uh, can you share, if you know, I don't know, any myths about this, man? For example, you are training the AI, Skynet will start. Oh, sorry. You are training the AI, so Skynet will start, Matrix Revolution, this type of things. Uh, because some people, they tell me, no, man, it's just a tool, it's just a
Mhm.
tool, don't worry.
Yeah, I've been working with these machine learning and AI for like almost yeah, it's been 6 years already. It was 6 years like
Hmm.
next month. So in the beginning, I used to think that a lot of things were myths,
Hmm.
uh, but we are evolving so fast and
Oh my
exponentially
God. Oh my
that I cannot
God.
say anymore if something is impossible or not. I'm seeing some
We
amazing
have,
tools that I am applying to my current position, and seeing that's incredible that I didn't imagine that we would have that in like 5 years.
man, this is
So
very cool, very cool. Okay, enough of the tinfoil hat. Uh, yeah, enough. But this is very interesting, man, because uh, Yeah, I love because it's always a type of debate, man, it's just like a tool, like when you use Google Translator, blah blah blah, you put like some prompt there and you have uh, a result. But and other people say no, it's not exactly like this because there are those myths that, for example, the AI sharing information to one another, and so I never know what to believe or not.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
this thing it's already a reality, but we induce them to do that because, for example, we work with AI agents in my company, and we
Mhm.
put some AIs to work with other AIs, and they share information between them, and they do.
Man, oh, if the apocalypse starts, it's your fault.
Yeah, that's something common. Actually, in the next week, I'll be having a course about that, and it's interesting.
Man. Okay, I know it's your first time here, but in a few months we can have a discussion only about that. Okay, I think it
Yeah,
would be
that would be
cool
nice. That would be nice.
about
I
the
like.
the risks or not. I think this would be a nice clickbait. Risks of AI, or AI, is it the end? We can think about something. I have a
Mhm.
question from Nawan. Not a question, actually. Shout out to you, man, Nawan. Tell us some of the craziest experiences you had abroad. I remember about some of them, and they were really interesting. Yes, just to give some context. Um, you have lived in many different cities, you told me. I was asking 10, you said, oh, maybe a little bit more. That 20, you said, oh, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, how many cities do you think you have visited? Yeah.
Um, I would say that is like more than 30, maybe even more than 40. I'm not sure.
Nice.
I don't keep counting, but mostly in
Okay.
Brazil. I didn't travel a lot abroad, internationally. It's something that I plan to do. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've been to Chicago, San Francisco already, New York, but mostly in Brazil. I stayed in Brazil.
Okay. And now one was asking something here. Shout out to you, Kave. Kave is in the chat too. He's very proud of you. I'm definitely sure that Kave is watching us, and he's like this. You see, it's my student there. Look that.
I need to
Nice,
have
nice.
class with Javier.
Yeah, this is amazing. Can you share some of the different or crazy experiences you have had while traveling? Yeah.
Um, I don't know if I pass through like odd situations. I
Okay.
most of the time that I'm traveling, I I stayed like hosted by a friend or a family. I
Mm-hmm.
have like family all around the Brazil and friends too, so they are always asking me to visit them. Uh, so I used to stay with that, and I don't know if that's something like extremely odd that I faced. For sure, I see like some different things that I see in other cities, different costumes, and but that becomes natural for me. I think I don't know if something
Mm-hmm.
can surprise me anymore. I don't know.
Oh
I
my
feel like
God! Oh, careful, careful! You work with
yeah,
artificial
yeah,
intelligence, yeah. You know, Imagine I don't know anything can surprise me. They are like challenge accepted. That would be all right. This is something interesting that you shared. You have a family all over and friends to welcome you. So
yeah,
if you want to travel, start being social and kind to people. They maybe will invite you there. I guess one thing uh, could be related to your profession because, like you said, you work with people from all over. So,
hmm
and if you have a good working relation, oh man, for example, let's say imagine you have a friend, is it Blumenau, right? Oktoberfest, I guess. So imagine you have a friend who lives in Blumenau. Says, "Oh yeah, stay here. There's a weekend or a day off. Come
yeah.
visit,
I
and we're
receive
gonna
a lot
have
of,
fun."
I receive a lot of invitations like that. That's
I
nice.
see. Nice.
When people see
Okay,
me
so
passing through a closed city, they are, oh, you are close, come by. So that's nice.
Ah, okay. So do you share the places you are visiting? For example, you start traveling today and you share on your social media, like, going to na 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 na, post a
Yeah,
story on
yeah.
Instagram, something like this.
I always post it on Instagram, mostly because my parents they ask me to do it to just to if I am alive or not. Uh, so
Oh, yeah, this is
they
actually sweet.
when I
Yeah, it's nice.
yeah, when I
Yeah.
stay a long time without posting anything, they always call me or send a message for me.
Okay, or everything is extremely nice, or something has happened. Yeah, parents
Yeah,
being parents. But I'm asking this because I imagine your friends who stalk you, no, your friends who follow you, they can see, oh, he's close to my city, so oh, wait, make a detour and come here. I imagine something like this.
that's really common in my life.
Nice, man. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Um, Okay, what would you say to, we were discussing a little bit about the profile of people who work as digital nomads today. What would you say is necessary to have this type of profession? Because your reality is the desire, the long-term goal of a lot of our students. They start working sometimes full-time or hybrid, in their jobs, and they want to work for, an international company, or don't have to go and stay in the office. A lot of them already work from home, but it's not quite the same. For example, if I want to go to another city tomorrow, I just grab my laptop and I go and I work from there, or I can work from a cafe, for example. If I am bold enough, I could work from the beach. Imagine something like that. you know.
Yeah.
So, what recommendations can you give here to people that are starting maybe in this area and want to do the same?
Yeah, I think something that is becoming more natural to find out like positions like that. Uh, we had faced like a regression about it. Most of companies that started working like completely remotely, they came back to the hybrid mode. So that makes things harder. But there are still positions in like this. Actually, in my company, there are a lot of positions like this. Uh, and
People will start
uh,
to will start sending you messages. Oh, send the LinkedIn
yeah, you can,
application.
you guys can send a message. Some from time to time, you are hiring new people for mainly for analytical area, data analytics.
Nice.
And I think that demands, for sure, demands that you have to know how to deal with focus because I'm traveling a lot, but I'm still working. So I have to know how to focus like everywhere that I have to work. Not always I will have like an officer to doing my stuff. So from there's sometimes that I've already worked, for example, in a airport, and I have to be like ignoring people around and focus on my job and making
Damn,
things work.
man. What did you
So
do as a strategy? Like put some earphones and try to hyper focus on the screen and
yeah, I have a phone that blocks completely the sound around, so that's
okay.
amazing. And I don't have problem with focus, so for me it's pretty nice to work from wherever I am.
That's nice. And it's interesting because you are going out of your comfort zone, and a lot of people they are attached to, oh, here's my desktop, my air conditioning room, everything is the same way. So if they want to have this kind of lifestyle, they cannot get attached to this. They have to adapt, for example.
Yeah, I had this problem in the beginning, and I realized that I need a second screen, for example. So I bought one, so I have my computer, not only my laptop here, but I always have my second screen because I feel more productive with that and I can focus more. So there are some
Ah,
strategies that you're learning as you are traveling and having to work at the same time. So you see, I don't think everyone is the same. So I think it depends from each person. But for me, it's completely necessary having like two screens in order for me to focus completely.
okay, two screens. a nice headphone in case
Yeah,
you
nice
have to work
headphones.
from airport. Man, what was the? You mentioned airport. This is one. What were other unusual places that you could work? For example,
I
hotel, normal.
Yeah, rotor room is common. Most of the times I'm at some like friends or family house. Like right now I'm in a friend's house. Uh,
Okay. Shout
but
out to you, friends.
but sometimes I used to use like coworkers. Uh, my company has a partnership with some of them, so I can go there and work for free. So that's nice.
Ah, that's very interesting. Nice. So okay, that's so it's not at all. It has to be kind of a not a big, but a well-structured company to offer this type of benefit to the professionals too.
Yes, yes.
No, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, we were talking a little bit before about the way you like to travel. So what is your favorite way? You prefer to get your car and just go? You like airplane, bus? What's your favorite way to travel?
Yeah, I love to do road trips. That's my favorite
Hmm.
one. The time that I can, I rent a car and like go to the streets and drive like without any destination sometimes.
Oh,
Just to see.
really?
Yeah, that
Man,
happens when
this is
there's no
badass.
one.
I saw bikers, you know, people that like to ride a motorcycle doing this. I had the time. I just drove. You know, when I was tired, I selected a place to stay, and that was it.
Yeah,
So
that
you
was
really,
the
really
time that I
improvise.
was.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was on vacation this time. I was like in Florianopolis, I think. Yeah, I was with a
Okay.
friend. And we were thinking, we wanted to leave Florianopolis because we stayed a while there. And we were thinking what would be our next destination. So we rent a car. At the beginning, we thought about São Tomé das Letras in Minas Gerais.
Okay. Very famous place.
Yeah, we were driving,
Good to relax.
heading to there, but when we get to Belo Horizonte, it was like just a few hours past noon, and we were thinking if it would be worth we take lot more hours driving
Hmm.
there, and we didn't have like anything. We did like booked a hotel or something like
Oh
that.
man, no, no.
We were just with a car.
You
So
go
when
to
we were,
San Saint Thomas of the Letters,
yeah,
like this.
I think I
You
think we
arrive
could
there
have
at
some
night, you
problem.
only see the leprechauns, you know, like, yeah, come here.
Yeah, we imagined it could be a problem, so we was thinking that we were thinking about staying in Belo Horizonte, which is a big city. But a friend of her saw that she was in Belo Horizonte, and she told her like, "Oh, come to visit me in." I don't remember exactly the name of the city. It's a university one. I forgot right now, but I will remember. So. Uh, Her friends tell her that she could host us, both of us there. So we just picked the car and drove to her place. And that was
Was,
amazing.
as you said, a city. Well, I only remember one that is in the south of Minas that is called Itajubá. There is a university there, but this is in the south. I guess Belo Horizonte, you will have to drive inwards a bit more here.
It was Viçosa.
Ah, okay. Nice. Oh, there are questions here. Let me take a look. Hello. Okay, amazing. Here's Thiago from Times Tata. Shout out to you, Thiago. Okay, I would like to ask you. Oh, okay. How do you? Oh, that's a very good question, Thiago, and very common for people who work with technology. How do you cope? How do you manage the stress from the profession? Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've been working on my position for a long time. So I managed to deal with stressful things pretty well, I think. That was a while that was pretty tough for sure, mainly during trips because you have to face other things besides the stressful things on work. Uh, but I think I deal pretty well. I don't think I face a lot of stressful things on my work. At least on my team there, we are all of us are pretty. Uh, we do our things without needing much help. So we help each
Oh,
other most of the times. We share like things with each other all the times, and that makes things easier. I think when you have a good team, that makes things a lot easier.
no, it
So I
makes
have
total
luckily,
sense.
yeah, I am lucky to having a great team that work with me. So that's nice.
Well, what are their names?
Oh, there is a lot of people that I work with.
No, no, so better not, because if you forget,
Yeah,
I don't want to be
yeah, if I forget
responsible
one,
for a crisis. You forget to say, everybody's competent, but I am not. You see, and then everything collapses. Thank you. Shout out to you guys from Ian's team. No, I was saying it makes a lot of sense, yeah, because a lot of the problems that we have, they kind of get exponential really quickly when there is miscommunication. If there is a problem but you have a group of competent people, oh, this is happening, okay, I'm on it, or solve this part that I will solve this, and everybody's working in a in together to in with the, in on the same page, so the thing is way better than when you still have the problem and miscommunication that creates another problem at the same time.
it's something
How long have
in the
you, yeah,
culture, something that is in the culture of the company. So every time that we face a problem, from time to time, we can just like raise hands and everyone go to a call together and help each other. So that's really nice.
okay, so everybody from the IT department working with us, do you want your employees, not to get burned out or
Yeah.
to lose all their hair, and lose their sleep? Create a nice environment where communication is incentivized. It's so obvious, but it makes a difference. Um, how long have you guys been working together, the same team? Yeah.
Um, there are some people that left us and other people that joined us, but it was like for me it was just 3 years, 3 years that I started working with the data science team. Because before that, I used to work with only on the financial parts of the company,
Hmm.
not doing all the parts of machine learning or data engineer thing.
Okay, and Thiago mentioned something about the stress of the profession. So, in your career, what are the biggest problems that can happen? I'll give a stupid example. There is the classic thing that never happens. The guy accidentally erased the database of the company, and there was no backup. It never happens, but it's just a hypothetical. So, and this will be a serious one, if you erase all the database. What would be like a huge problem to solve in your career?
I can say about the data science part. I cannot say about all the IT experiences,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but on my area, specifically on my area, I think the most
Mm-hmm.
stressful thing that a team can pass through is convincing the business part to accept some new AI or machine learning tool because they cannot understand pretty well what we are talking about because I think it's something mm, pretty much technical that is hard to get online with the business part. So it's something
Okay.
that demands a lot of uh, conversations, and you have to be pretty assertive on on the things that you show them in order to convince them to use what you just built. So I think that's something difficult to do, but luck for our lucky in my company, they are focused totally on data-driven decisions. So they listen to us a lot. So our opinion
Ah,
are considered. So we don't face that a lot, but it happens sometimes. That can be
okay.
pretty much.
This, as you were saying, I was kind of translating in my head something like this. If you hire a professional to solve a technical problem, trust the process and trust the professional. You know,
Mhm.
for example, I don't understand about this. You are the responsible for fixing this. If you bring me a solution, I guess maybe I don't know if it makes sense, but does it involve investing some money when you have to do something like this?
Yes, depends on the project. But as I said before, I work with mostly predictable AI. So it's difficult to prove that something will happen because it didn't happen yet. So I'm telling that
Yeah,
it will happen, but they
yeah.
cannot see it. So I have to prove that it's pretty much accurate what I'm telling them. So
Ah, okay. All right. You can be a little passive aggressive, like, oh, would you like this to happen? No, 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 of course not. All right. It hasn't yet. But if
yeah.
you really want to make sure, I recommend this. Yeah, I guess they wouldn't accept it in a nice way. Another nice question from Arthur Santos. Shout out to you, man. Do you work fixed hours or do you have flexibility about this? That's a very good question, Arthur. How are your working hours? Yeah, do you yourself decide when and what time you're gonna work?
Yeah. It's pretty flexible. I can work each time I want, but I have a lot of calls during the normal routine from like
Mm,
nine. It's because I work in the time zone from Manaus, so it's pretty different from where I am right now. So while I'm in São Paulo, here in Ribeirão Preto, I work from 10 a.m. until like 6 p.m. mostly. But
okay,
in so I have only to attend some calls that are if there are like some specific time. But besides that, I can work from which time I want. So sometimes when
okay,
I have to, for example, as I travel a lot, not always I travel only during the weekends. Sometimes I travel like on a Monday or on a Wednesday. So I miss something from work hours during the day, and I work like later at night or other day. It depends, but it's
okay.
pretty
It's
flexible.
yeah, it's very flexible, and I guess it's result driven. Like you have a demand. As
Yeah,
long as this demand is solved, if it was solved in the morning or at night, okay. But okay, based on what you told me, you cannot be like, okay, morning on a Friday, I'll be drinking mojitos by the pool
no,
and
no way.
okay. So uh, this is something that is nice for us to explain. What is like to be a digital nomad and what is not like, because sometimes people imagine like this: you are at the beach with a laptop here. Oh yes, please, gin tonic, and it's not like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, not always. Well, no, but not
Oh
drinking here.
really?
Not, but I've already worked on like from a pool, for example. I was sitting not
Uh,
inside the pool, but sitting close to the
okay. Now I
seeing
will.
people having.
I will imagine you in one of those big floats. Like, all right, okay. No, no, no problem here. Oh, there is a call. You put like a green towel on your back, change the background. Yes, I'm here.
No, but common people see my background being always different on work. They
Uh,
always, when I enter in a call from work, they always ask me in the beginning where I am right now because I'm always changing. But yeah, it's I can work from those places, but I cannot like drink and like just
Mm-hmm.
having fun while working because I have to focus.
No, it makes sense. Okay. Uh, when you travel not for work, you are on vacation. Is it the same process, or you do okay? You will not gonna work. So, but what are the different practical things that you do? For example, you have 2 weeks to travel exclusively on vacation, no work required. What are the different things that you do in this occasion?
I use when I'm in vacation, I used to always rent a car and taking like road trips. So I never stopped like in one city for a long time. Like 3 days in a city, 4 days in other city, and so on.
But do you research before going, yeah, or you just like, oh, this
So like
interesting name, I'm gonna visit there.
I'm terrible like travel planner. I don't plan at all. I
Okay,
used to go where people suggest me. Sometimes I look on TikTok, that's a nice place close here, or like just follow instruction for friends that are already
okay.
been on place, but I never planned.
Okay, and it hasn't happened to you, for example. Oh, this looks interesting, and you arrive at the place and the place is boring, something like this.
Yeah, probably that already happens. But when that happens, I just leave like soon than I was planning to leave. So
Okay,
that's not a
so
problem.
you mentioned you check on TikTok. So where would be nice places for people that don't like to plan so much to get some suggestions? For example, I used to check Pay Us. TripAdvisor, for example, was one that I used to check. Some recommendations, and a couple of places in those Airbnb. Visit the Hobbit house here in São Paulo, and then you see the recommendations. What are your sources? Choose picking a place to travel.
Yeah, in the past, I used to search like just put on Google and try to find whatever recommendation that I find. But nowadays is my main tool for traveling. I always see TikTok suggestions about traveling and places to do on those places. So
Oh, that's nice. And what? Tell me about your top three. Okay, I told you there will be more. Top three is too little, so tell me your top five of places that you would recommend. Okay, come on, five. Okay, not three.
okay, I like to. It's different because I like to travel to places that I can do like something like ecotourism and things. I like to be
Ooh, okay.
close to nature. So I used to recommend places that I can do some activities like that. So I love being in Manaus. Nowadays, I live in Manaus. Okay, I have my parents' house there, but I don't stay a long time. I don't remember the last time I was there. It was like, yeah, 5 months ago, I think.
Okay.
And Manaus, it's a cool place for ecotourism. Uh, I loved being in Porto de Galinhas. It was amazing this trip. I did some diving activities there that was
Ah,
really
nice.
beautiful. Yeah. Belo Horizonte, I love this city, not only because there are some hiking activities to do, but I love the food and I love people there. So that's an amazing one. Florianopolis was one that I really liked to visit it. The beaches, the hiking things, the trails that I did there was amazing. And I would say Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro is a great city. I grew up in there, Rio de Janeiro. So there is a space in my heart.
Nah, nice. Have you ever been? Okay, I have a recommendation for you in case you haven't. Have you ever been to a city called Socorro here in São Paulo?
No, never.
Ah, put in your list. There is a place there, I guess it's called, oh my God, memory work. Jungle Park, I guess. If you put Socorro rafting. Was the
Okay.
time, the first time in my life that I did rafting. Hey, it was so cool. 7 kilometers in the river, downstream. The water is freaking cold, but it's cool. And the guides are fun. They say, oh, do you want with emotion or without emotion? And everybody, hey, with emotion. And then in the middle, say, oh my God, what have I told him? Because it's not dangerous, but it's very exciting. It's a nice activity. And
Great name.
yeah, Socorro. Yeah, look for rafting there. What radical activities you have done, man? Have you ever done, I don't know, any type of dangerous activities in those trips? Okay,
Uh,
one dangerous activity per se would be visiting a place that you don't know shit about just for curiosity. Yes, a part of this one.
yeah, there was one time that I was in Manaus, actually, that I woke up
Mm.
in a Saturday. As I said, I don't plan anything that I do, but there was one time that I wake up in Manaus and I thought, "Ah, I think it would be nice if I jump with parachute in an airplane."
Yeah, just like
Yeah, so I searched on Instagram the places that offer this service there, and I found one that they were available to do on that Saturday. So in
in
order for me not
Manaus, you
to give
found on
up,
the same day.
yeah, on the same day, that was
Man,
nice.
that's nice. That's nice because, for example, here in Campinas, there aren't. You have places nearby that you could go, but not exactly here. I don't remember the cities, but I know there are a few. If you know, you can tell me in the chat, guys. Hi. So you've done the skydiving thing, like you go through the plane and then go up, 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 up.
Yes, it
Man,
was
nice.
amazing. When I was up there and looking down, I kind of regret, but it was
Ah.
possible to give up. So okay, I just jumped and it was amazing.
Did the instructor do the 1, 2 and jump
Yes,
with you?
yeah,
Because
they
he
did
says on the
something like
three
that.
people grab the
Uh-huh.
airplane. Ah, so it's a thing. It's actually a thing. Man, that's nice. Would you do it again?
Yeah, I will try again. That was nice.
Is you made me remember a video. I guess was Will Smith describing the skydiving experience, and was something like that he said that everybody's like, "Oh, let's go, let's do it," and when they are there, they say, oh my God, I cannot go back now, I cannot go." But
Yeah,
how did you feel when you were falling?
yeah. When
What
you
was the
are
feeling?
falling, like free falling, you feel like the hard wind passing through you.
Like,
In the beginning, I closed my eyes, but after that, you get used to it. I don't know how to explain it, but you don't feel like you are
the
falling.
adrenaline is so high that I say, "Oh, maybe I'm gonna die. This is it. Oh, look, cacao. Oh, a
Yeah,
truck."
I think you lose the impression that you are falling. It's just like just passing a
Ah,
like a hard wind through you, and you are just seeing, and the view is amazing. So you only want to see everything around, and it was amazing. It was incredible.
okay. Now I'm really envy of you. I would like to do it too. Yeah, you kind of break a lot of stereotypes, because people imagine, people who work with technology, they only stay in front of the computer. They are not adventurous. You say, fuck that, and you do a lot of different things. That's very nice. That's very nice, man.
Yeah, I think when people see me at first, they don't imagine the things I do actually
Yeah,
until
it's
you.
good to have some predictability in us. Would you say, man, because you mentioned a lot of times, every time I asked you a question about stress or like some hardships and problems at work, you hesitate a little, and this is actually quite positive. Do you think that because you have this lifestyle, when you have a stressful situation, it's kind of just another day because you are having good experience? I imagine you, I don't know, I imagine you have a lot of friends that you have met during those situations too, and so you are doing some social activities, you are having fun, you are visiting places, so it, it balances, right, with the stress you have at work. So that this
Mhm.
could be a recommendation maybe for the people that are only doing one thing and not
Yeah, I
enjoying
think
those
that's something
things.
that helped me for sure. But not only this, because for a while I had those struggles with stressful things, but it demands me a lot of therapy in the past.
Ah, nice.
So right now I can control myself pretty well. I think I I can deal with a lot of different situations, but I think because of my lifestyle that I travel a lot, I see a lot of people. I've been facing different kind of things mostly all weeks. So it's something that helped me to not to give so much attention to stressful situations. I can give away from that.
No, it's an amazing way to live. When you do those trips, do you normally go alone or you look for people? Or like, if there is a friend that could go with you, you invite. If there isn't, you just go by yourself.
If there is a friend close by, I used to invite them. But most of the times I travel alone. The last time when I started traveling in December, I did a travel with my family. We went together to Natal. And after that, I started to travel alone through the northeast of Brazil. So I passed through a lot of cities like Fortaleza, João Pessoa, Recife, Porto de Galinhas, and I did that all by myself. That was great. But
That's nice.
I always think that I'm traveling by myself, but when I arrive in a city, there is always there someone that I know that I don't remember that I know, and people text me, "You are in my city. Let's catch up. Let's see." So
Nice.
that's nice.
So, you mean you have a big network of friends in your social medias? Oh, you are here in my city. Let's do something. It's something like that.
Yes, and not with my not only just my friend, but my parents. They travel a lot too. Actually, I think they travel way more than me.
Okay,
Uh,
so makes
and
sense.
they
Now
know
it's in
much.
the blood.
Yeah, they know much more people than me. Always that I'm traveling with my father, when I'm walking through the street with them, he knows everyone. Whenever I we go, he knows everyone. I don't know why. But from there are some places that I go that there are friends of my father there, that they see me and they ask, "Oh, stay with us here." So that's nice.
Man, your family, they're probably very nice people because like, oh no, 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 stay here in my house, stay here. If you
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They are
very cool, man.
yeah, they are pretty nice about that. My parents back in our house in Manaus, they accept a lot of people there too. It's a big
Ah,
house.
okay.
Many people stay for us from time to time. My family is
Would
from completely random. Just my father he's from Belém. My
Okay.
mother is from Natal. I am from Salvador, and my brother is from Rio de Janeiro. So each person of my family is from a different place.
Okay, yeah, okay. Nomad, no, nomad vibes, really. Did you feel that when you were in the you mentioned I guess San Francisco, Chicago, when you were abroad, um, did you feel any cultural shock in comparing to the way Brazilians are, for example, or did you see something outside of Brazil that was as welcoming as like, oh, they're warm here too, or say, oh my God, I want to go back because people are a little cold. How did you feel this?
Yeah, I think that's the main thing because when I travel here, I make a lot of friends, a lot of people that welcome me pretty well, and that is more difficult to get those relations.
Hmm.
Actually, not in every city. When I was in San Francisco, I knew a friend there. Then she is an American girl, and like we stayed like real close. And when I was going to, I don't remember the name of the city, but it's in California too. Like her grandmother lived there, and she had a house uh, like beside of her house that was empty, and she offered me to stay there. It was incredible because I didn't
Really?
spend money there. I had a money to stay, a house to stay there without spending any money, so it was great. And her
Man,
grandmother
dude.
was amazing too. She welcomed me pretty well. She gave me food every time, so that was incredible.
Man, dude, that's very nice. So you probably have caused a very nice impression on them. That's nice.
Thank
And
you.
what would you say for people that want to be more social when they travel? Because for some people, I don't know if you are aware, because it's such a habit for you that maybe you don't see that like that. For a lot of people, to travel alone and to talk to strangers is something like completely out of the box, you know. Were you
Mhm.
always like this, or this was something that you started to practice, train a little bit here, a little bit there, and you developed this ability? Because it is like a skill, no way.
Something that changed a lot in me because I was pretty, in the past, I was extremely shy and introvert. Uh, but I always had those like extremely extrovert friends. So in the beginning, they
Ah,
used to guide me through things and like presenting me to other people and make this bridge.
go
But
to
I
a
think I
party,
learned,
have you met you, and leave you alone
yeah,
with the people. Like,
basically like that. So with the years, was learning with them. I think it was something that was natural, but it took a while for me to
mm,
become less and less shy and starting talking to people. But I think I consider me more than a listener than I talker, talkative people. I listen a lot. I think that's what make people feel close to me because I feel that I have those open doors wherever I go. So I don't know if that's the reason, but I used to think that the reason that I'm a good listener makes people feel comfortable with me. I don't know.
it actually does makes it does make a lot of sense because uh is come on, let's be honest, in the everyday rush that we are today, a lot of people, they don't feel listened, and they feel that uh they're being ignored. So when you find somebody that is actually paying attention on you and here in the moment, you make a real connection there. So it makes sense. So people, it makes people feel comfortable around you, you know.
Yeah,
It makes sense. Well, there is a question here that I almost forgot to ask. Okay. It's about what are the essential things when you are traveling. So let's say there are some Ians watching us here, and after the podcast it's over, they'll say, you know what? I'll go and do some skydiving today. I'm gonna work from, I don't know, I am in Campinas. I'll go to Cajamar just now and work from there tomorrow, whatever. So, what are the essential items a digital nomad must have, you must carry with you?
yeah. I think it could vary a lot depending
Hmm.
on how you work.
Okay.
Uh, for me, it not demands a lot. I just need my laptop, my tablet. Uh, I must have a second screen for me. It's essential because I have to have a screen just for calls and other one to programming or doing the technical
Hmm.
part.
Okay.
So I cannot do both in the same screen because I get really confused and I lose all the focus. So for me, it's just that easy. I think that makes easier for me to always moving from place to place because that's the only items that I need. Uh, yeah, but depending on how you work or how your work demands from you, it may be demanding different things.
Mhm. Okay, so two screens, I guess your phone, and of course,
Laptop.
enough money for gas and transportation. Well, if you are friendly and charismatic enough, maybe you won't have to find money for a hotel if there is a friend waiting to welcome you. What else? A revolver in case you have some problem.
I think you have to have a good financial management with
Oh,
your experience
definitely. No, yeah.
partner
Because
because
it's not
you
just
control
just go go go. Yeah, you have to organize everything. So
time
yeah,
control.
man, I was in my kind of like a honeymoon trip, me and my girl, and we were feeling a little adventurous, not like that. I mean, we wanted to explore other places, around, and we discovered there is like this it's like a church that looks like a castle, and we discover it's like a monastery, and it looked really cool. It looked like the churches from Resident Evil 4, really cool, beautiful places, and it was close to where we were. We said, oh, it's like maybe 20-30 minutes driving, so we could go there. Oh, what is that? 12 kilometers. Pfft, very close. 12 kilometers is nothing. But, and here's the catchy thing. We decided to go. The GPS kind of took us there. We asked the locals in the place where we were how to go there. Oh, yes, you get the road, you will go in this direction, blah, blah, blah. It was like a dirt road sometimes, and a lot of hills and cliffs. And we didn't expect to find a road like that. And when we looked, we were running out of gas. Like I don't know, and there was this huge cliff, and the car was not going up because we had the car package. It wasn't on our way back. And I imagined, all right, here's where I'll have to fight for our lives if something happens. We were in a place like a dirt road, that like only one car at the time, very difficult access. Farms, some guys in a truck that looked like those movies from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And
Oh
then I said,
gosh.
okay, yeah, I'll go there and I talk to them. Maybe I'm gonna die. They were actually very sweet, kind, nice people. They helped me a lot. So, oh, it's easy. You're gonna have to drive northways for like no time. And I said, I hope we have gas for that. We eventually, I'm here with you, so nothing seriously bad happened. But it was a big scare. So next time doing something spontaneous, adventurous, make sure to fill in the tank.
Yeah, those
And
micromanagement things, I think I do it well. I don't use, besides, I don't use to plan my trips. When I do my trip, I used to do those micromanagement things pretty well, I think.
and if you are renting a car, maybe rent a Jeep, or an off-road, something like this. Something stronger than a 1.0 Palio, for example, or something like that. That's nice. Man, unfortunately, we're already running out of time. I told you that time would fly.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of things that I want to tell you. First, thank you so much for being here. As I said, you are a real inspiration for a lot of our students, man. Not just because you are here in a podcast talking English, but because of everything you said. I used to be introverted. Uh, I started as in a regular profession, doing like the regular job, and now you are with this lifestyle that you have, and you look so laid back, so relaxed. So I guess the place you are now is the exact place where a lot of our students want to be. And thank you so much, man, for sharing this with us. It's really cool.
That's nice. Thanks for the opportunity to talk about it. It's always nice to share. As I said, I'm good listener. I always listening to other one's experiences, and I love it because it makes me learning things also. So it's always nice to have this opportunity to talk about my experience. So
No,
it's
it,
great.
it, it would be amazing. I guess some people would want your contact on LinkedIn because of what you
Oh,
said.
that's
You
fine.
said,
That's
oh,
fine.
sometimes my company opens some of the positions. If you feel comfortable, you can share in the comments here.
Okay. Okay.
They will definitely ask. Final message to everybody watching us, yeah.
Oh, for I would say that if you would like to have these kind of lifestyles, I know that it demands a lot of management of money and
Mm.
demands a lot of work opportunities too, because not everyone has this opportunity. But it doesn't have to be like traveling every month, like every day, as I used to, but only if you have the opportunity to travel during vacations at least, and getting to know new people, new places. I think it's something that helps us to grow not only personally, but I always say that it helped me always to grow professionally too. So I think conversations and get in touch with other people and other cultures enrich us as humans, and it makes easier for us to learn new things, I think.
Yeah, it makes. And the best aspect, the bad moments we have on a regular day would not look that bad, because your life
Exactly.
is well
You
balanced.
see the things that doesn't matter that much, that we put a lot of effort on, you learn how to give up on that and just focus on what really matters.
Amazing. Thank you so much, yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you watching us here. Thanks guys for all the messages. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and this episode is going to be on Spotify tomorrow. I expect to see you here next week after the holidays on our 100th episode of Talking Times. Bye bye guys.